Hello and welcome to, I guess, another episode of the Husky Barbu podcast. This is your Husky Barbu Ariel. You probably noticed that I've been out for a while since the Spider-Man spoiler review, and the reason for that was because a week maybe after that, COVID came into my body and fucked me up to the point that I was useless for anything but, yeah, everything. Now that I think about it, everything. Yeah, couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, couldn't retain food. Just went away in ways that you probably wish to not be described. You four that are listening, two, three, four, maybe one that is listening. So yeah, that was the reason why I was out for a while, and I'm back. Well, and I guess I should talk about the experience. Yeah, like there hasn't been enough people that had COVID. At this point, I think everybody had it. Has had it. My wife currently has it. My dad had it. My sister had it. Uh, well, basically everyone that lives around where I am right now had it, and we survived. I'm not gonna say that it didn't. It wasn't. It was pleasant. It wasn't. Damn headaches, coughing nonstop. I still got that lingering cough. Uh, what else? So yeah, coughing, runny nose, had a fever, throat was all messed up. Uh, I will say this: the United States medical system, uh, do get insurance. Yes, because if you don't have insurance, you're kind of fucked. Because you're gonna get some bills that uh, do not help. Um, to say that those days sucked is an understatement. It really, really fucking sucked those days with COVID, and I wouldn't wish that upon anyone, no matter good or bad or whatever. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. So, yeah, I'm just glad that all you that are listening are doing well. Hope you all are fine. You have any problems that uh, you survived the new year because, god damn it, people are just dropping like flies. We were getting ready to celebrate Betty White's birthday, and like just to give you a preamp of what's coming, just the day before coming into the next year, Betty White unfortunately died. Then we had Sidney Poitier uh, passing away. He lived a long, long, fulfilling life. And was also very instrumental in helping uh, black people getting noticed, and was an outstanding actor. And passed away. Well, I don't know the cause of death, but lived a long life, and both him and Betty did, and was great. But then, you son of a bitch, fucking 2022, you took Bob Saget away from us. You fucking cunt. Why? Why did you take Bob Saget away from us? You took Danny Tanner. For those of you who don't know who's Bob Saget. Well, apparently everybody knows now. Some of the people that only saw him as Danny Tanner probably didn't know that he was one of the raunchiest, dirtiest comics under God's green earth, and I loved him for it. I actually liked that side of him more than the Danny Tanner thing. I wasn't that big on Full House. I was already a preteen when it came out, I guess. didn't, and I was living in DR, so I didn't get much Full House. I mean, here and there, some reruns here and there. And I mean, I knew who the characters were and all that. I watched, but I wasn't like an uber fan of the whole thing. But still, it's a shame. Like, the dude is like my dad's age. Was my dad's age, a little younger, I think, and unexpectedly just passed away. Seems there's no foul play. I made an assumption that his character that he played, and I think it was in an HBO series, that was like he was playing like an exaggerated version of it. So I kind of thought that was true, but it turns out it wasn't. Uh, I mean, there was no foul play, no drugs found, no paraphernalia. It just, Eddie Guerrero style. Just, it stopped. And boom, that's it. Ugh, that sucks. And I'm talking in downers here. Okay. Um. So yeah, I survived COVID. How do I did with COVID? You might ask. Some of you. Thank you for asking. By the way, that's very nice of you. Two of you were asking that question. Just all alone. All alone. Maybe my wife was checking up on me, but not being able to be physically here because, we got an ocean between us, literally. Uh, she's living in that island of, in Dominican Republic that had that other side of the island, and I'm living here in New York, the state of New York, not in New York City. God forbid, wouldn't survive 2 seconds there, and I wouldn't want to live there anyways, even if I could survive for over 2 seconds, because of all the things that I don't think that it needs to be elaborated that much. What's going on in New York? I don't think so. I mean, if you believe the media and whatnot, but COVID destroyed New York City in a way that I mean, it's kind of trying to jump back, but I don't know if it will ever go back to the way it truly was, because politics and other bullshit that is rampant around, just making shit difficult for people and whatnot. But in the state of New York, well, it's not that it's peachy here, but it's more relaxed to a point. I mean, where I live, it's not that it's the most mellow place. It is actually, yes, it is. I mean, compared to DR, it is. Compared to DR, anything is. Because unfortunately, DR crime ridden. You can't go outside. You can't show any. How should I say it? You can't show that you manage well possessions. For example, if you one of these people like to bling bling and like to walk around with chains and rings and whatever, I would recommend. I would 100% recommend to not walk around with those kind of shit, with that kind of shit around on your person while you are in DR, because that is a fucking magnet for assholes who are just like, because you got to understand, I'm not justifying it, by the way. I've been victim of that shit and pisses me off to no end. But these people are in need because there is no money in DR. They've Some of them apparently wasted oh god, waste their money on other shit, other than the productive shit, like paying your bills, paying for food on the table and whatnot, and they justify shit by stealing other people's shit. Instead of trying to get a job, instead of trying to get you know be a contributing member of society, they decide that, well, the easy way or the easy route is just steal other people's shit. So they jack people in the street like there's no tomorrow. I think what was the Steve Martin movie? There was two lines to an ATM. One line was for people trying to pick up money, and the other line was thieves. And then when you get to the line, they was like, okay, hey, I'll be your mugger today. So you have to give him money right after I got out of the ATM. I think it was L.A. Story, showing my age. Yes, I'm fucking old. So it's kind of that deal. Not that organized though. No, it's more like bam, here I am, getting you jacked now. The traditional style. The traditional style. Okay, that was a lot of ramble. Uh, so yeah, DR. I wouldn't want to live there, and well, yeah, my wife from far away, took care of me as best as she could, like just encouraging me and whatnot, talking to my daughter. I did get a lot of bombarded calls. I had to put my phone on mute because people were checking up on me, and that was nice and all. But I needed my rest at that time. I needed to rest, to relax, because yeah, I was sick. Couldn't attend every ring or message. But I appreciate everyone that wrote. I appreciate everyone that checked in while I was sick. I understand that you were concerned about my well being. And I thank you for that, for being concerned for my well being. I survived, as you can sound. You hear the sound of my voice. I no longer sound raspy or difficult to speak. I mean, I did try to do the podcast sick, and I did record one, but it was such a downer. It was such like ugh, this is so, because I was in a very bad spot mentally, physically, spiritually, like every single aspect of human life. I was in the shits, to put it more bluntly. And I deemed that like, no, I can't put that out there. I mean, it was just like me bitching and complaining and moaning, because at that, again, I was going through it. So I erased that piece of shit, and decided to record now after the fact. And now that I've gone through the storm and passed on the other side, all I can do is, and pardon me, those of you who don't believe, I can thank God, honestly, in a non-religious, thank you, Jesus, kind of thing. Where the fucking twang came from, I don't know. Anyway, and I want to talk about a little bit about that. I'm grateful to the deity, or the being that exists outside of space and time, independently of religious bullshit that you might believe. I do believe in a higher power. I do believe that there's something, someone, a thing, whatever you want to call it. It's something that we don't understand. And I guess religion tries to put a pin on it, like put a name, a figure, try to understand it. But quite frankly, in my opinion, at this stage in life, and again, I could be wrong, so don't be fucking taking your theological statements from a total nincompoop idiot who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's only going about this through life experience. So I put that parenthesis there. Okay, so uh, I believe that there is someone out there, at least in my particular case, for whatever I've lived through, because it turns out that every time there's a storm in my life, every time there's some fucked up shit that happens, aka now recently COVID, I see some invisible hand always coming up to my aid and backing me up in a way that I couldn't expect. It's not that he avoided the situation. It's not about that, because some people want to sell God like the resolver of problems. Like, if you have a need, the Lord is going to take care of that. And that's not really, not really. You're trying to sugarcoat shit nor do people follow your little flock of ignorant assholery. But no, it's not like that. My experience is that God gonna put you through shit to see, to test you, to see what you're made of, and that's even biblical because there's a portion of the Bible that says that God tests our faith like when you purify gold. And if you know anything about purifying gold, that shit goes through a lot of heat, goes through a lot of shit in order to remove all the shit out of it and just leave the pure gold in it. So I guess my faith was tested and I passed, I guess, because I'm here. And there was stuff performed which I won't talk about because that's internal shit that, quite frankly, is better left be personal. The thing is, I'm grateful that I survived this, that I was guided to the other side. I'm not out of the woods yet. It's not that I'm still sick, but at least to know that there was a safeguard thrown in there and that I've been able to survive. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, that's the case 100 times out of 100. But in my particular case, in my experiences in life, there's always been like an invisible hand always there, protecting me. Shit that shouldn't happen, shit that isn't logical, shit that like, and most of all, I don't deserve it. I don't deserve the help. I don't deserve, because I'm an asshole. I'm an introverted, silent type guy that doesn't seek out many people, and I rub people the wrong way in most occasions because I'm a difficult person to read due to me being so shut off of others. But that all being said, and also the little quirks that I have, which are lovely, by the way. Uh, all that being said, I've always seen this invisible hand, and there's no other way to describe it. An invisible hand that's been there from day one, helping me. If you don't believe that shit, that's fine. I'm not trying to convince you that there is a God. I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm not trying to sell you some fucking bill of goods so you can go to a temple and give money. I don't give a shit about any of that fucking thing. And I don't want people to follow a goddamn religion. And I'm not talking religiously. I'm not talking about this and that. No, 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 no. I'm talking about my experiences and seeing someone outside of space and time always having my back. That's what I'm saying. You don't believe it? Fine, don't believe it. Maybe I'm full of shit. Maybe I'm reading into things way too deeply. What the fuck? I don't know. But it's been my experience that there's been something out there taking care of me. And I rather not assume that there isn't a God because that's kind of, there's 50-50 evidence for either argument that there is or isn't. At the end of the day, you decide. When things are like that divided, like 50-50, that it could be, couldn't be, that's a judgment call. You judge. That's your call, man. Don't make me, and please do not allow my experiences to interfere in your decisions and what you want to do in life. You got to seek out your own shit in life. You got to figure out your own shit. I'm figuring out my shit. Right now, my goals is to bring my girls here in New York and to the States and fulfill our lives in a way that hopefully everything will be fine for us in the future. And I still don't understand why I'm here. A year ago, I was happy. No, not happy. I was happy with my family, with my wife and daughter. That I was happy. Economically speaking, holy shit, I was in the fucking shitter. Owed all the money in the world. Debt, you gotta understand. DR. Unless you're a politician, there's no money to be made in DR. There is no money to be made. There is none. None. None whatsoever. The your income is X and your expenses are Z point 99.82. What am I trying to say with that? What am I trying to say with that? Oh, I don't know. Maybe what I'm trying to say is that if you live in DR and get a steady, decent, somewhat job, make sure you're not married, make sure you don't have responsibilities other than paying bills, and own your own place and own your own vehicle. Don't be paying off vehicles, taking loans for paying the vehicle or taking a loan to buy an apartment or paying rent. Just pay that sucker right straight up. You own your own house or apartment, whatever, and you own your own vehicle, whatever. Because you cannot, it's impossible. And I was one of the lucky ones. I own my own apartment in DR, and I used to own, because I don't know, I no longer own it anymore, a vehicle. And that helped somewhat because didn't have to pay that, didn't have to pay rent, didn't have to pay bills, pay, for the great again, and I'm telling you, this has been my luck. By the grace of God, whatever that is, I've been lucky. I've been very extremely lucky, and I've been blessed, and I'm thankful for that. But and I know that's not the case for everyone. So in my case, I guess I get to be grateful to whatever favors God has deposited over me. But that's not the norm for everyone in DR. You got to pay rent. You got to pay. I mean, that's why you see motorcycles, because it's the least expensive vehicle that you can buy, but still expensive nonetheless if you buy them brand spanking new. And then you go through your shit in DR, and money is very hard to come by, extremely hard to come by. Uh, and then this door opened for me to come here, which I took, and here I am. Now, hopefully my girls can come here with me soon. And I just wasted a bunch of time talking gibberish. But I guess since I don't post shit on social media, like rarely do I do nowadays, because why you want people to know your business? I mean, I'm doing it on a podcast, but that's a little different because you got to dig deep to find this shit. And I think this is more recommended way to do it, because you're streaming your mindset, and I think you're getting context of what you're saying instead of just posting some shit on online without much of a context other than the ones that you have in your head, and then thousands of people misinterpret what you're saying, and that's when all the fun begins, aka Twitter or Facebook or even Instagram. It's just it's not no it's no longer it's no longer Twitter, just a cesspool. It's just social media in general. So I avoid to post shit on social media other than certain important things, like when I announced that I had COVID, and when I have to post something about this podcast. So yeah, I guess with that being said, I'm gonna cut it here. So it was just a checkup to letting you know I'm alive. I survived the COVID, like all of you that have survived the COVID. By the way, if you need to ask, yes, vaccinated. I was vaccinated. I took 2 vaccines. And now they're talking about, oh, you got to get a booster shot and you got to get this and this. I'm like, well, I had the 2 vaccines and I still got the shit. Oh, well, you probably survived it better because you had the shit. Okay. I'm not into this fucking vaccine. Does it work? Doesn't it work? Um, I don't know. All I know is that I got the fucking COVID after getting the 2 shots. So, is it bullshit? I don't know. I'm not a fucking scientist. I don't know none of this shit. All I know is just that I got COVID, and now that I don't, uh, do I regret getting vaccinated? No. If I'm fucking still alive, I haven't died yet. I'm talking to you. I haven't died yet, so whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And by the way, vaccinations, they're just injecting bacteria into you. So that way, it's not a placebo. They're injecting bacteria in order for your immune system to develop antibodies to resist whatever the hell is being thrown in your ass. That's why some people get sick, some others don't. I didn't get sick when I got my vaccines. Apparently, my body's just enough full of shit that is, oh, another one. Okay, come into the party. You want beer? I don't drink beer, but I guess the bacteria inside of me might have whatever the equivalent to beer, whatever the fuck they have for entertainment. And it's like, oh, you want a beer? Okay, got rat entertainment here. And this host is huge, man. Just the gut section, holy fuck, it's fucking huge, man. You can walk around here for days. So that's how I want to end the podcast, on a happy note, making you laugh. So thank you for listening to this ramble from an incoherent fat fuck. And I hope that I can be doing more of these in the future and more steadily instead of like one every month. So thank you for listening. This has been the Husky Bible. This has been Ari Duran. If you need to follow us or follow me, actually, the website huskybarbupod.com. That's where you will get all the episodes. My personal handle at that Ariel Duran. If you want to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, whatever the fuck I post, which is almost zilch, nothing. But hey, I occasionally draw, so if you like that shit, I don't know if I should do like a, I don't know, fucking like, uh, I don't know, for my drawings. Uh, who gives a shit? Anyway, thank you for listening, and we'll hear each other. You will hear from me next time I post another podcast. Take care. Bye.